Welcome back. I am Kimile, and this is Heal with Kimile podcast. And today I want to talk to you about people to avoid, and when you find yourself in these kind of relationships, how to handle it. So there are from time to time people that come to see me, and their life is a roller coaster. They're roller coastering as people. And what I mean by roller coaster is they may be moody. They maybe were diagnosed with being bipolar even, but they're up, they're down. They can't seem to hold their mood. Their health is erratic. They're late. They're not on time. They can't be counted on in business. They seem scattered. And usually these people are super talented. They're very pretty, or they're very gifted in some way. They've got some sort of ability, but they just feel like they can't get their stuff together. So these people I call roller coasters. And the people that are roller coastering in life are typically attached to somebody or letting someone attach to them that I call oppressive. And if you're with someone who's oppressing you, kind of making you feel bad about yourself, or in a way wanting you to fail or stay beneath them, like they're using you, utilizing your light for some reason, this can cause some major life issues. So how do you know that you're with someone like this? Well, they speak in generalities. They say you always this, you never that. You doubt yourself when you're with them. You feel insecure about yourself when you're with them. Your life starts going downhill once you get into a commitment with them. Dating them, not necessarily, but once you commit and you start promising future, or you're committed to them and they're committed to you, you start feeling like your life is out of control. So there's just things that happen randomly, and there's just a series of events, and you're just deflated and you're lowering your mood. Maybe your health takes a turn, you're gaining weight, you're starting to drink a lot more, you feel inadequate. And this person doesn't let you say no. Like, you feel like if you say no, you're on pins and needles, you're walking on eggshells. You need to make them happy. You almost feel guilty in a way, or you need them to be pleased with you. You need them to like you. You need them because you're dependent upon them for financial reasons, or where you live. They're somehow responsible in a way for you. You've got children with them. So you have some sort of need to be with them. But if you find yourself becoming unknown to yourself when you start these kind of relationships, that's when you need to pull back and maybe think, maybe it isn't all me. And, the part that is you is that you're allowing this to happen. And why would you allow this to happen? Why would you take on this person's ideas or beliefs about your own self? Well, the term that we use is called misownership. So if you misown the intention of another to have you, become smaller, to succumb, to be beneath them, you're afraid of them in a way. You're afraid of being your full self, or you can't be yourself when you're with them. You're not self-expressed because you start doubting or feeling embarrassed. You become introverted. You're not self-expressed. You're not externalized. You're internalized. So if you start becoming this way with this relationship, you're probably in what I call an oppressive relationship. And these people, here's some characteristics of this kind of person. They speak in generalities. You always, you never. Everyone knows this about you. Everyone knows this about that. They communicate in ways that invalidate you. It's kind of a backhanded, compliment in a way, but they make you doubt yourself. And so you kind of collapse when you're around them. You're not self-expressed, you're not powerful. And you keep your attention over on yourself, not on expanding outward and, living life and being fun. And, you start kind of getting more and more inward. And the intent is to set in motion, this self-doubt so that you're not, have this confidence. You've lost your confidence. You've lost your mojo. They tell you bad things about yourself for your own good. I'm just trying to help you. If you lose some weight, if you'd, maybe do that. Like they're constantly they're critiquing you, but it's to help you. They don't show remorse for harmful acts. If they're caught, they might apologize because they're caught, but they don't usually ever come forward and tell you, look, this happened or that happened. If they're caught, they also demand that you forgive them. They're like, I'm sorry. I said I was sorry. That's enough in their mind. So they have a poor sense of being at the source of things. It's not their fault. They don't cause things to happen. An example is if they if they have something go on with their boss, they might come home and yell at the kids, yell at the dog, or he yell at you. So they transfer their angers onto other people because they can't yell back at their boss. They'll lose their job. They'll lose their status. So they'll take it out on you. And they might break the windshield. They might, if the car runs out of gas, they, slice their own tires, stuff like that. So they just take out their anger on other instead of the real source of their anger. They don't see that they're doing that either. It's justified in their mind. They are cowards. They'll engage in violence with weaker people, smaller, helpless, maybe females, but they won't really ever fight someone that could put them on the ground. And they do kind of kick people when they're down. When they're relaying communication, they will alter it. It isn't the full truth. It's maybe they embellish. They make themselves look bigger or badder than they really are, and they make you look worse. That they alter communication to worsen it, especially about you. They use sex as a punishment. So they're either, needing it constantly or they're withholding it from you. And maybe they're doing things behind your back sexually, pornography, strip clubs, things like this. They will disregard property rights, yet they're kind of materialistic. So they might just throw your stuff away. It doesn't matter to them. They don't care. They typically break rules. They're unethical and they commit crimes without any sort of guilt. So, they may brag about things like, they're speeding or they got away with something, they did a hit and run and they didn't catch me, stuff like that. Like these kind of people just don't have remorse for bad acts. And, there's a handful of other things, but they'll typically advocate for no therapy. They don't want you to go to therapy. They don't want you empowered. They want you to be beneath them. They want to be in control over you. And they want you to go to them for any sort of, permissions, I guess. They want to tell you how you are, but you can't give them feedback at all. So if this is the kind of personality that you might find yourself with, you have to look at how do you handle this? Because it isn't maybe possible for you to just run out, leave right now, but you have to look at why was this a good idea for me to get myself into this kind of relationship? What was I expecting out of this relationship? And do I have any guilt? Do I have guilt from being in a relationship prior to the one I'm in now? Do I feel sorry for a sibling or something like you have to look at why you would let someone suppress you like this, that they're oppressing you. These kind of people utilize your resulting guilt from past behaviors, past relationships, past things you've done. They utilize that against you and they make you feel bad all the time. So it's always this leverage, and they don't have any guilt for doing that themselves, but they want to keep you down. Or they say they're going to smear you, they're going to ruin you. If people only knew who you really were, again, that's someone that's got the goods on you and they're going to ruin your life over that. This is not someone who you're safe with, by the way. This is someone who wants you to fail. And those are dangerous people. And if you're with someone that wants you to fail, you're kind of in trouble. And it's hard to get away from these kind of people because you believe that you're deserving of this kind of behavior, or they could be right. Well, I was looking at porn and she caught me. And so of course I feel horrible and bad. You're the one with guilt. You're the one with a conscience. They're usually not the one with a conscience. And they think that they have the moral high ground to punish you. They want to keep you down. They want to make you feel bad about your misdeeds. And they use guilt as a way to punish you. And so if they can keep you from leaving them, that's the goal. They can't have you leave them. If they leave you, that's one thing. But if they leave you, again, they're going to scorch the earth with you. But people will find themselves giving houses away, giving cars away. It's almost like they pay ransom to get away from these kind of people because they just can't take it anymore. And if you're around someone like this that wants you to fail, it can affect your health. It can affect your mood. It can affect your finances. It can affect a lot of things. People that are around people that want them to fail start failing. So if this sounds like something you're going through and I can help you understand it more or help you get out of this kind of relationship, I'm happy to help. And you can reach out to get on my website and we can schedule some time in person or by phone or FaceTime or Zoom. And I am at healwithkimile.com. That's HEAL with KIMILE.com. Thank you.